Good morning and welcome to the Nudelberg Daily Huddle. It is Tuesday, so you know who's sitting across from me. Who is that?
Lori Salarulo, CEO of Junior Achievement.
Welcome to the party. I am Steve Nudelberg. Below me is Shay Money, who is running the board. If it's your first time here, I don't understand why, but welcome.
Well, there could be, because the numbers have been ticking up.
The numbers have been great. So thank you supporting us, doing all this kind of stuff. It is a labor of love for me. We were out with people this past weekend and they were like, you do that show every day? And I go, I don't do it every day anymore. I have select days and it's made me better and refreshed. And so the power of rest. But Tuesdays is our Monday for you.
Yeah.
What up? How was your weekend?
It was good. Going into the weekend right before, went on a road trip with a couple of our team members and some members we actually had two cars. That was the car I was in, and some members of the administration at Broward County Public Schools to see the 3DE schools in Tampa, St. Petersburg. And it was really a great trip. When you're partners spending time like that together, we stayed overnight Thursday night, had dinner together in a really fun place. Went to the meetings during the day, kind of regrouped in the cars. We talked a little bit, but just learned so much about each other. So spending that kind of time together with your partners, with your clients, really good.
Hence the reason why we have a road trip this Friday. We're heading to Chicago. We, a couple of months ago, picked the destination, said, put it on the calendar. Let's make it happen. And we're super excited. But to your point, what will transpire over those couple of days cannot transpire, in normal conversation because we're each focused on what our to-dos are and, our roadmap. This is just sort of, hey, let's eat together, let's drink together. We're actually going to see the Marlins play. But what's amazing to me is that I've been involved in JA for so long. And when you post pictures, I go, I don't even know who some of those people are.
From the team?
Yeah, it's like I don't know everybody. It's like
we have almost 60 people. So
right, it has totally grown. So Carrie McKiernan, she gets the idea of a road trip, and I can just imagine what she's like on a road trip. It must be fantastic. So glad you shared that. You had a great weekend. You're back in the flow. Couple of things I wanted to bring up. Did you get a chance to watch Billy Joel in his 100th concert at Madison Square Garden? CBS aired it on Sunday night.
I only watched like 15 minutes of it.
So CBS had a major blunder.
I heard.
They wound up cutting it off right before it ended. And
the best song of the night, right?
Right, which is the song that everybody wanted. So social media can be very cruel, man. The CBS got crucified, over the week, into yesterday, just about, it's, all of the memes and all of the stuff. So it happens, man. It was 2 minutes is really what happened. And somebody made a mistake. So it's just kind of crazy.
But they're going to re-air it, right?
What's that?
They're going to re-air
it. Yeah, they're going to re-air it. We were fortunate enough, Helen and I saw him live in LA. And Stevie Nicks opened up for him. And I was like saying to Helen, like, nobody should have to open for Billy Joel because he steals the show. I mean, it's
right.
like
God, I must have seen when I was younger. I mean, in New York, Madison Square Garden, I must have seen him 8 or 10 times. I mean,
he has when we were talking about it, he had a residency. He was there, and that was his 100th show in the residency. Forget about the stuff that we saw, years ago. So to sell out 19,000 people 100 times over, a short period of time, just fascinating. I get this thing emailed to me in the morning. It's called the Morning Brew. It's one of the more intellectual, pieces of information that I get. They just recently started a podcast. Two of their people, Kayla and Kyle, started something per your last email, and sort of the take on the podcast is supposed to be things that sort of happen at work, like questions that come up at work that you really don't know if you can ask and whatever. And so you do not know this is coming on purpose.
No, I don't. I'm looking at the lineup. I'm like, that's not in there.
I just looked at it too in case I needed a graphic, and I'm like, I don't have anything.
Okay, so here's the question. Yesterday was their first show. Is it okay to ask your coworkers how much they make?
It's the one thing that pisses the shit out of me personally. I hate when they compare, but they do. But legally, I mean, there's nothing you can do to stop it. They can. Is it? Yeah, they all do it. I mean, it just is what it is.
Okay, so that's a cop-out answer. They all do it. Should it be discussed ahead of time? Is it appropriate? Is that part of a good culture? Look at Lainey. Way to go, Lainey. Jump right in there. Because I believe that there are certain boundaries that cultures need to have, and that's one of them. It's nobody's business but yours. And I've articulated that to people, is the conversations we have about what you get paid are yours. Now, Scott, you say the opposite. You represent, a different opinion. If you can elaborate, that'd be great. But Michael Ficara, you're right. It's not healthy. There are lots of factors that go into how you come up with the conversation. Look at Eric, not healthy.
I treat it like my neighbors. Like, I want my neighbors to know how much I make.
I agree that it's not healthy. But I also think that it forces us, because they're going to do it. It's not illegal. There's actually some legislation around this.
Is there really?
Yeah, I believe so. I remember reading something about this. But I also think that it forces us as leaders to make sure that we are being fair, number one, right? That we're communicating. We had this just recently. We had an employee come there. So there's 4 or 5 different managers, same level, but different programs or whatever. And one of them came and said, I heard that this person is making more than me, and I want to know why. And it was a very simple answer. There is a range of from here to here. It is based on tenure. It's based on experience. It's based on skill set. It's based on the size of the program. There's a lot of criteria, right? You're brand new to the organization. Of course, somebody else is going to be making more than you, right?
So what's interesting is that for me, though, that conversation with somebody I hired happened up front, which is really the healthiest thing to do, is to say, hey, listen, part of our culture is whatever we discuss stays here. So Scott is going the other way. Transparent conversations are healthy for culture. It's not a secret. It's not a secret at all. I absolutely disagree. I'm fully transparent about where the direction of the business is going and all of the things that I should be transparent about. But what individuals make, I think, causes so much divisiveness that is unnecessary. Do what you do. Get the best you can. You deserve what you, and I never have a problem. Love. Christian just dropped a nugget. Shay, could you give me like a bam, a slam, or whatever you do? Because that's
pulls up 3-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good.
Really nice job, Christian. That is well said. You don't need to know how much money is in my pocket. Let's go earn more together. That's a great segue to get into the rest of our day's. But I did tingle your toes this morning, didn't I, man? Lots of reaction. This is the kind of stuff that makes cultures. These are hard conversations, so have them ahead of time. Shay, wake this thing up. Let's go.
Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up, everybody.
So Scott, if you want to take that conversation offline, I'd be happy to. But sports teams are in the public spotlight. Public companies are in the spotlight. You can know what the
Or
CEO.
nonprofits. You can look
Yeah.
up any nonprofit 990 and see.
So that doesn't mean it needs to be discussed because it's published. Does not mean it needs to be discussed. So anyway, perfect segue to get into the daily affirmation that I chose for today. And this could really take us the whole show. And if it does, that'd be great. Lori, can you read today's daily affirmation?
Absolutely. I choose to let go of comparison and embrace my own unique journey. I know that comparison is a trap that holds me back from experiencing true happiness and fulfillment. I choose to focus on my own journey and trust that it is unfolding exactly as it should.
So you can't make this shit up. The reality, if you compare yourself, not only about salary, but if you compare yourself to the general population, oh, they drive this, they get to go there. You never know what's going on in someone's backyard. You just never know.
Right.
If you get in the comparison game, you will constantly be disappointed. Hence the conversation of, if I ask you what you're making and it's more than me, that's a trap. That is a setup where Mark says your compensation should match the value you bring. And I'm way okay with somebody coming to me and having that conversation. Hey, I feel underpaid for what I do. I'll be as transparent as I can with that person. But the comparison game, give me your thoughts.
I think it's not only that you'll be disappointed, it can actually lead to depression. I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many bad things about comparing. It just leads to jealousy and just bad things. I think it's hard. I mean, listen, it's easy to look and see what other people have, or when other people are getting accolades, right? It's natural. You think maybe, well, why didn't I get that award? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I could do that every day, right? Compared to other nonprofit leaders, but it's not healthy. I just need to focus on what value, to Mark's point, I bring, right? First of all, I don't really give a crap about awards. So I just think it's a dangerous place. Disappointing, depression, dangerous. 3
I
Ds.
think it's a natural emotion to sort of gauge yourself against other CEOs, other people, but everybody has their own mix of stuff going on in their life. And what appears to be better, and this is really where I wanted to get on the comparison thing, is generally not. So the focus is either on them and what you think they're doing great, or the focus could be on yourself and saying, am I truly satisfied? Am I happy? Am I giving all of my effort? I mean, success at the end of the day for any athlete, and that golfer did it yesterday, was like the journey of saying, I gave this everything I had. And if I wound up third, that's the way it is, man. I gave you everything. Could you search for more? Yeah, that's the ultimate journey. But I think it comes back to, and I ask this to people all the time, are you happy? And I don't think people know how to be happy. They don't have to just say, this is my roadmap. I don't, and I'll finish with this one thing and then let you run with it. I don't really want to be out after 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night. When we go to dinner now, I like make 6:30 reservations, and the other people say, oh, I'm so glad you did that.
Pretty soon you'll be going to the what's the early bird special? Okay.
So that's my point.
So I think, to Melissa's point, I mean, yeah, it could make you feel better, but that's a false sense of security, a false sense of superiority, in my opinion. I also think, though, could there be another side to this of a healthy, right? So there's unhealthy comparison and there's healthy comparison. I may compare myself or look at someone. Maybe there's things I can learn from, right? Comparing my performance, right? Where it doesn't, I'm not talking about comparing it in a jealousy way, but how am I, right? How am I performing compared? And maybe that brings me up a notch. So I wonder if there's some form of healthy comparison.
For me, I spent a lot of my career trying to be something that I really wasn't because I thought that's what everybody thought I should be. And it really, true happiness for me was understanding I didn't need anybody else's validation. True happiness is running my race, doing my thing, enjoying the things that matter to me. So super cool. And just for the record, 6:30, 8:30, I'm done with dinner. 9:30, I'm sleeping. It's a great life. Um,
You and Mike are on the same schedule.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. And that leads us to today's motivational music, which Coldplay is one of my favorites. This is Coldplay and Shakira, an absolute banger.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. I hope you have a great time. Cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart.
Cause you're a sky full of stars. Cause you light up the path.
I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. Cause in the sky full of stars, I think I saw you. Right there.
Wow. That song for Coldplay in general just is so amazing. And then when you see him team up with people like that, that's a
Are
song.
you going to see Coldplay?
I am not. I wish.
Oh.
Mark said big Coldplay weekend
Yeah.
coming up. What is that, Mark?
I don't know.
Am I missing something? Are we going to go see them in Chicago?
Probably theme songs for the weekend, just listening to music.
Okay. Could be, could be just, I would love to see, I've never seen them live.
Me neither.
I would love to.
Speaking of that, I don't know if you saw on the news and stuff, it's all over all the different channels, but about going to see concerts and the fees and the Ticketmaster thing and the whole mess up with Taylor Swift. And now there's an investigation. It's just the whole ticket thing is going crazy.
Well, we talked last week about Madonna didn't go on until 10:30. It's just like, are you serious?
Well, they're talking about the prices that families can't even go see concerts anymore. The fees on a ticket are $80 to $100. Where are the fees going? Right?
All right, Mark.
Anyway.
Mark said we're going to play the hell out of it.
Gotcha.
So we got a couple of minutes to close up. I have two pieces of content. We can either talk about perspective or choice. You have the choice, my dear.
I think the choice one is good.
All right, great. So here's a video that I pulled. I'm telling you right now, if you want this video afterwards, please email me or Shay. We will send it to you, but watch what you say.
Mom told me this: hate has 4 letters, but so does love. Enemies has 7 letters, but so does friends. Lying has 5 letters, but so does truth. Failure has 7 letters, but so does success. Pride has 3 letters, but so does joy. And negativity has 10 letters, but so does positivity. You always have a choice, but choose the better side of it.
I love that.
You cannot make that shit up. I mean, when I
know.
saw that, I'm like, negativity, positivity. I mean, it is always a choice. And for me, I'm writing that down. I'm posting it right in front of me because the choice is simple. I can turn left or turn right. I am, we got into this with a client yesterday, which really got me fired up. And I got him to the point to say, yeah, I have my hands on the wheel. I can drive wherever I want. There is turmoil. you drive around it. When you're in a plane, the pilot says, hey, we're going to run into some turbulence. We're going to fly around it, up, down, around. You have the choice, and the choice is in the words that you use. The negativity, positivity thing to me is an absolute game changer. It's the same amount of letters. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I love the way that he framed it, right, with the number of letters in each word. I thought that was so interesting, and just like crazy. Like I never ever thought about that or
well, I
looked at.
never like all of those words, cry or joy. The
Right,
difference between the two, I mean, there's happy tears, there's sad tears, but
right.
all the fact that all of those words, like, and so here's what's fascinating to me. Somebody actually thought of that.
That's what I
Somebody
mean.
took
Yes,
the time to say,
yeah,
I guess we're all capable of doing that. But if there's ever been a validation of how lucky, grateful, blessed we are to have the internet, that kind of information just lands in my plate. All you got to do is look for it, and people say, wow, you prepare for this show. That I go, it's the work I love, like finding stuff to share in this show, finding stuff for us to talk about. I think is a gift, man. It makes me better. And
yeah.
sure enough, this will come up in a conversation today or tomorrow. It makes me a better partner, a better friend, a better, you know, everything, to everybody just because of the words.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, listen, I think this is something that at least I know I do. I work on this every single day, right? It would be easy to not control my responses, my words, my actions, right? And just respond, right? But I think the more intentional you become about those choices, as situations arise, I think more and more and more, it's like a muscle, right? We talk about the muscle, how the muscle gets strengthened, and making those healthier, better choices becomes much easier. I had a situation yesterday with a donor, and he's not the nicest of people, and I have a choice how I want to react to that, right? Yesterday I chose, not to react in a negative defensive way and just said, I appreciate your feedback and, with positivity.
Yeah,
And
Mark always says you have control over what you think and what you do,
yeah,
so if you allow that and I'm guilty of it all day long because I'm an emotional guy. I let the emotions get in front of me, but these word exercises, if I can turn the emotion and, I said this to a client yesterday, and it's something I learned from Tony Robbins 25 years ago, where focus goes, the energy will flow. And if you give life to negativity, it's brutal. When people say I'm in a slump or I'm depressed, it's because you chose to live there. You can turn it around, look at yourself in the mirror and go, am I in any immediate danger right now? Is something, am I healthy? Am I, look at the positives. So always fun spending time with you in the morning. It does kickstart my day. I think we
make
have our
good
coaching call
choices.
too, right?
We do tell everybody make good choices.
Make good choices. Another reminder. We posted all over the place about Eat, Drink, Think. Join me, join Lori, join Mark, Jake, Shay. The whole team will be there. Our ladies will be there. It is a phenomenal night. The business that happened because of what we did years ago, we're bringing back. So make sure you get on that list. Shay has been posting it. Get on that list because while we're in Chicago, we are defining the guest list. We will say who gets an invite, and we have a methodology. And hopefully, you're on the list and you get to be there. It's going to be awesome. So much fun, so much energy, and you will build relationships that'll last a lifetime. So, hopefully, as
I hope
Huddle,
I make the list.
well, as huddlers, you're guaranteed in. You get an automatic invitation. So that's part of the benefit of being a huddler. Or, Shay, am I wrong? Is it GOTB?
GOTB.
So if you're part of GOTB, you're guaranteed to be in. But if you're a huddler, I think we'll be leaning.
Yeah, GOTB, if you are interested, you get in and you get a discounted rate, 50% off.
Wow, look at that. Always benefits. But it's 2 drinks, it's hors d'oeuvres, it's great people. Only methodology that night is to introduce people, is to say, you guys need to know each other. We'll be dragging people around. So it's work for us. But Mark just reminded me, being a GOT member has its benefits. Make it a great day, everybody. Let's get down to business.
Bye, babe.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down.